Saddle up, because I'm about to tell you the most manipulative evangelical altar call experience ever. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm a deep skeptic, also a pastor. All right, so I'm a teenager in this story, and my friend invites me to a play that his church is putting on called Heaven's Gates and Hell's Flames, which should have been a warning sign right there. So we all packed into this nondescript, non-denominational evangelical church, and it's a stage. There is like lights and all of the things that you expect, and then the lights go down and it says, tonight you're going to experience heaven's gates and hell's flames. And it's really dark, and the lights come up, and there's two teenagers, and they're going to a party, and they walk up to the party, and there's people that come out holding brown glass bottles, and they say, come on in, and they pressure them, give them peer pressure to drink. And there's two people going into the party. One chooses to drink, the other does not. And then they leave the party. They are staggering. And the one who did not drink says, I should drive. And the one who drinks says, it's my car, blah, blah, blah. And they get in the car, and they have a car accident, a drunken driving car accident. And they both die in the accident. And the girl who didn't drink gets up, and the stage fills with bright, warm light, and she hears a voice welcoming her into heaven, my good and faithful servant, all the things. And then the stage goes black, and there's flashing red lights, and there's a guy on there with one of those voice changer apps that make you sound really scary. He's like, you chose poorly. And then all of these people dressed in black, like spandex head to toe, black over their face, are like crawling out like animals, and they grab the feet of the guy who had died, who had drank alcohol. Oh yeah, all of those black-clad demon monsters, they actually came out of a red blinking exit on the other side of the stage that had these strips of fabric that looked like flames, and they dragged the kid kicking and screaming into this place that should have been hell, right? It's like the metaphorical hell. And this happens over and over, like some sort of like medieval morality play with premarital sex and all of the things. And it is terrifying. And then at the end, a preacher gets up and he does the classic thing. Do you know where you would go if you died tonight? Have you lied? Have you drank? Have you had premarital sex? And he's like, if you'd like to go to heaven's gates instead of hell's flames, why don't you come forward? You can say this prayer and you're gonna get to go to heaven. And then a bunch of people came forward because we were scared as hell. And then he kept going. He said, okay, if you're going to turn to the person next to you and you need to ask them, hey, do you know where you're going? And people turned to the person next to them, and then more people came, and he said, are you sure? Everybody that's left, are you sure? Are you absolutely sure? The whole 200 or so teenagers are up at the altar crying because they are scared to death. And then he has us repeat after him the magic 4-sentence prayer that gets you into heaven. I did it 2 or 3 times. I got saved 2 or 3 times just to make sure, because I didn't want some crazy demon people dragging me by the legs, kicking and screaming into hell because, religious trauma. This is not okay for many reasons. This thing ran for a whole week. It was a packed house every night. Kids brought their friends every single night. And it's not okay because it traumatizes children. This kind of stuff is not okay because even if you think that it is really important for someone to make a personal decision to follow God or do whatever it is that you want them to do, this is not a decision. This is manipulation. They are making that decision under duress. They are not they do not have full control over their own will at that point. It does not count. And so this stuff just has to stop. When you see it, call it out. And call it out wherever you see it. And talk to the people. Tell them this is not okay. Not that it's going to stop, but we've got to do better.